Tracy, senior writer for GreenBiz, here in studio with Sunil Cherian. He is the CEO of Spray. And what I wanted to speak with you about this morning is distributed energy. I've been following the trends the last couple years. I'm just curious, what's top of mind for you right now?
For us, we've been working with distributed energy for over a decade. And it's actually quite exciting to see the momentum building up industry-wide in the last couple of years. So I think it's really changed from being an interesting domain that needs to be pushed along to, I think there's really a lot of pull, and we're seeing that actively happen.
For those who don't know what you do, what is your role in this?
Spray develops software and control systems for managing distributed energy. So we essentially serve as sort of the smart glue to actually bind generators, PV systems, batteries, electric vehicles, and essentially provide the balancing to actually make those types of resources do something useful.
So where is the activity most pronounced right now? Are we talking, is this in cities? Is it with corporates?
Yeah. So we have two primary customer segments that we're most active with these days. One is with electric distribution utilities. So we are working with them to supply what's called a distributed energy resources management system, or a DERMS platform. The other one is with parties that are developing energy services for end users on the other side of the meter. So that's where you're managing buildings and different facilities, aggregating them, and leveraging the resources that are actually available there. So those are the two areas where there's maximum activity. Regionally, a lot of activity in California, a lot of activity going on in the Northeast. Hawaii is a very, very active area. And then, of course, all the island regions, remote communities, a lot of interest in bringing in renewables.
What makes them active? What is it about those regions?
Well, I think the number one driver is probably the energy cost. So they actually have higher electricity costs than average across the U.S., for example. The other aspect is really any type of regulatory or policy direction that goes towards very high levels of renewables. Hawaii announcing that they want to get to 100% renewables, which, for example, a very specific driver.
Ambitious, yes.
Yeah. What New York is doing with New York REV, bringing markets and distributed energy together is another major driver.
What can other cities learn from New York?
I think
or states, for that matter, right?
Whether they are communities, cities, states, you can think about the problem that we're facing with distributed energy, and maybe actually there's one dominant issue there. The question is, when a community or a region looks at this problem, you simply have to ask yourself, who's the buyer? Who's actually implementing the solution? And when it's a community-led project or a city-led project, answering that question really clarifies a heck of a lot of things.
Right.
Partly what happens is there's a lot of community interest, but the mechanisms to actually adopt these things and make the right investments confuses the picture. These conversations go on forever. So that's one of the challenges today, and I think the appropriate models for that haven't just come together just yet.
Well, Sunil, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for viewing GreenBiz Studio.